Hello and welcome, my beautiful mermaids and mermen of the sea, my sea sponges of the sea, my fellow Pisces. This is our daily vibe guide for the week of June the 22nd to the 28th. As you can see, there are 7 cards here. You can read them daily or as you choose, whatever you decide and how you want to read them. But it does give you a general outlook on what your week will be like. Okay, let's see what we have here. All right, coming in with our first card, we've been given the 7 of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords, the King of Cups, the 6 of Pentacles, the 8 of Wands, the 8 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords. Okay, so let's assume this is Monday, but it can be any day. You've been given the card Family. So it shows these beautiful seahorses, but I have to tell you, seahorses do not mate for life, just to let you know that. So there could be a relationship that might not last the test of time. However, when we get this family card, the family card has to do with your blood relatives or chosen family. And often it means it signifies unconditional love, affection, care, and safety. Okay, it's nurturing, it's development. It's the acceptance of healing as well. If you're healing through something, you're dealing with something like that. So this card is a water element card because it is a seahorse. It could have to do with Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, but nonetheless, it has to do with issues you may be dealing with a family. Okay, or a close circle of friendship that you would consider your family. Some of you could be sharing love. Others you could be possibly realizing that there could be an ending to something here in a relationship. Now, coming in and the closure. Now, coming in below that, we have the 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles is indicative of doing work, all the work, and wondering why you're not seeing the results ASAP. The card says this is a waiting period. You could be waiting to hear from a call, a text, an email, a letter of some sort, a document, anything like that. But you're waiting. You've done the work, and now you're wondering, why haven't I seen the return for my hard work and energy? So you will. Okay, this is a card of patience. This is a card that says you planted your seeds well. You've done everything you had to do. You've got your ducks in a row, and you just need to wait. This is something out of your control, and you will hear. Okay, you will hear from it. Coming in next, which could be possibly Tuesday, you've got a new start is coming in. This is the new moon. So this is a new beginning, whether it's something to do with a project you're involved in, your job, your career, a location where maybe you're relocating, where you geographically are going to be settled. Also, it's something new starting. You're starting something. It's the beginning of a new cycle. It's the end of one cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. So you do close the door to certain things that you have been doing, and you move forward. The full moon is all about purging, letting go of the past, closing those doors and moving forward. And maybe you're going to be closing the doors to heartbreak, disappointment, anything like that. This is the 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords is that card of disappointment, heartbreak, betrayal. It's a card that says you're healing through something. Now, remember, we talked about family. Maybe you're leaning into family for support that love you, that are going to help you through a process here. Pisces, when we get wounded, the wound goes deep. It takes a long time for us to get over it. We carry it for a long time. But this could have been a third party that stirred the cauldron, that created this havoc and problem in your life. But again, you're healing through it. You've cried your ocean of tears now, and you're able now to move on. It's a new start that is coming for you. You've decided, you can finally heal through this. Now, coming in next, this could be Wednesday. You've got the dating card, and it says connections, romance, and love. So for some of you, you will be finding new love. You will be reuniting with somebody to continue a relationship that maybe had got stale and stagnant, and maybe it's going to be rejuvenated. This is good connections. This is about feeling you're in the right place with the right person to connect on a romantic and loving level. This could be this beautiful King of Cups, and we often say he's our ideal king. He's loving, caring, compassionate, been there, done it, has the mettle to prove it. He just wants to be there for you, to be a kind listening ear, a shoulder to lean into, a soft place to land. And this person is is doing this because they love you, because they care for you. They don't have an agenda of selfishness for themselves whatsoever. This is a card that says get ready for somebody to be there for you, to support you, and give you wise counsel and direction. Coming in on Thursday, you've been given the card antisocial, and it says in your feelings, silent treatment and left out. And this is what's your vibe. So some of you might be feeling as though you're being ignored, or you've been ghosted, or you're waiting to hear from somebody and you've been given the silent treatment. You feel as though you're left out. That you're not, they're giving you the snub. You feel as though you're in that circle of anti-socialism. This card says, don't get up in your head, okay? Don't get up in your head. It could be a situation where you realize that you just have to wait it out, or, you may, I always say rejection is God's protection or redirection. So think of it that way. The Six of Pentacles comes in, and the Six of Pentacles is that gift card, right? I call it that. It's push-pull energy. It's good negotiations, it's banter, it's bargaining, it's going back and forth, as well as perhaps some of you are receiving a gift of time, effort, support, love, good health, or money. Sometimes this card comes in because it is the Pentacles. It could be an inheritance. It could be a windfall. It could be a remittance check, a refund, a bonus, a raise, anything like that. Okay, so this could be coming in. You could be getting something and thinking of it as a blessing. Okay. This card is a card of generosity, receiving something or giving something generously to others. Now, coming in next, we have the torn. It says torn, this card. And you could be feeling as though you're being torn between one thing and another, right? This is the card that says you could be leaving something. You could be leaving a toxic relationship. You could be thinking about a relationship you're involved in, whether it's business or a partnership that way, or love. Is it really worth it? You're going to do what I call a relationship inventory, writing out the pros and cons on that relationship. What outweighs what, right? You could be recognizing that someone around you is only out for their agenda. They could be a bit selfish, and only wanting everything for themselves, and you're putting all the effort into the relationship and not getting it back. You could be working on healing through a relationship, one that maybe you have walked away from, that type of thing. And consider whether someone is jealous of you, okay? It's a very dangerous game to get involved in jealousy, so try to walk away from it. The Eight of Wands says if things have been slow, things are going to pick up. These are flying wands. This is fast-moving action and momentum picking up. I would say that you better get ready to hit the ground running, because you're going to be doing a lot of multitasking, a lot of different things. So be sure to be aware and conscientious about time management and making out your to-do list to get everything done in an expedient and an accurate way. These are flying wands. They could indicate you booking an airline ticket somewhere to go on a flight, and or they could be the wands of Cupid. Okay, we're talking about that here as well. Now, coming in, and that was Friday. Coming in now, this is Saturday, and it says study, focus, analyze, check the fine print. Okay, this is about being made aware of what's going on around you and being careful. It's also the card of success. Okay. It's in areas that, further your study coming up, that are coming in, time to hit the books and do the study and study hard to bring you the success. It suggests a situation that requires great focus from you. And it is important to take a closer look at things. Check the fine print on those contracts, especially if next to, if you feel there's some contract here that's you have to deal with. So be mindful of that. Whatever venture you're going into, it requires more research and further investigation. So don't go jumping into anything too quickly. Don't presume and assume something is going to end up in a certain way without you being 100% sure of that. Now, for some of you, you might be walking away. This is a card of balance and taking yourself to center, the Eight of Cups. It says you've pretty been through the gambit. We've talked about this in the past, my fellow Pisces, that times of, you've dealt with your times of disappointment and disillusionment and things like that in the past, but you've come out the other side, and now you realize that you again want to either reinvent yourself or start in a new direction, going on a new journey. Maybe you're taking up a new project, a new job, a new career, a new relationship, or you're relocating. But this card says you're headed in that direction, but you need to take your time, and you don't need to turn around and go back to where you were, that you're leaving something behind because it doesn't serve you anymore. So the Eight of Cups says balance yourself, take yourself to center. One foot in front of the other will get you going in that right direction. Now coming in at the end, which is Sunday, and it is your angel card number. Look what you've got, 1111. Yes, and it says high vibes. So it's about change and optimism and joy and communication and messages and good news. And these are your high vibes. Work with what you have, and it will get you places. Count your blessings and acknowledge your dear ones. You will find inspiration and figure out a way forward. You might also be getting some good news soon. So good vibes. That is a very powerful number. 4 ones. It can work out to a single digit 4 as well. But if you're seeing 1111, it is good news. Now, the Five of Swords says you could be getting involved in some sort of debate, an argument, a banter of some sort, battle mode. I always say this is a no-win situation card, because when we go into battle mode, there's risks, there's consequences. You better weigh those risks out before you jump in. Every little argument isn't really worth our effort getting involved in. And do not step into anybody else's drama, because they have the ability to suck us in to validate their own personal behavior. It's not for you to do that or judge. But this is a card that says, if you can, pick and choose your battles wisely. It's like I say, you come out of the battle, you knew you got in there, you knew you were right, but at the end of the day, you feel as though you're defeated too. So it's a no-win situation. Don't get involved in an argument. Pisces, we don't like confrontation at all times. So let's not get ourselves involved in arguing. Okay, let's see what we have here for this week. In addition to this reading, what else do we need to see, know, and expect as we move forward? So our first card coming in is the card Timeout. So taking our time, not rushing into anything, okay? Endings, we talked about that here. Something's ending here. We're moving forward in a new direction right here. And we've got focus, paying attention, especially if you're going over any documents or correspondence that needs to be legally signed. Be careful. Once the ink hits the paper, it's a done deal. So consumer beware, okay? Okay, let's see what else we have. We have overtime, okay? Working a lot harder than you thought. You've got climbing the ladder, going towards your success. See your struggle as opportunity to grow. And you've got freedom. Okay, so, being mindful, taking your time, making out your to-do list. Something will end, which will cause a new beginning here. Look how it started, a new start. Where it ended, a new start is coming. Focusing on details, listening. Communication has to be you have to be very focused on listening and, so that the conversations don't get out of context, taken out of context. Working hard this week. I think you're going to be finding, because we talked about the Eight of Wands, which is momentum picking up and being busy. You're climbing the ladder towards your goals. And you know what? See your struggle as opportunity to grow. All right? Even if you don't get the marks you want and you still pass, you still pass. Small wins are still wins. Okay, so coming in with that is freedom. You're going to see change. You need to be optimistic about that. You're going to have great communication going on here. But remember something. You're going to see the freedom from, being able to focus on what it is you truly want, walking away from those things that you don't need, and taking care of business for yourself, okay? Remember, you need to take time out for yourself and nurture yourself as well. But you're definitely climbing the ladder. It looks great because you're going to see any struggles here are going to work out in your favor. And just remember, walk away from any unnecessary arguments or disputes or any kind of communication that looks like it could turn into an argument. Well, my beautiful, beautiful fellow Pisces, this is our daily vibe message for the week of June the 22nd. And I wish you a great remainder to today and a beautiful, optimistic, healthy, happy, prosperous, and successful week. And always know I stand in this circle of love and light for you. And I'll see you soon, my beautiful, beautiful fellow Pisces.